Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're focusing on some really useful English at the A2 level, and we're looking at a super important topic, nursing care during a hospital admission. That's just the medical way of saying what happens when a patient first arrives at the hospital. We're going to learn some great new vocabulary together and see exactly how nurses care for people during this really critical time.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our journey for today. First, talking to the patient. Second, the actual welcome to the hospital. Third, 3 types of admission. Fourth, patient rights and duties. And finally, the nurse's caring attitude.
All right, part 1, talking to the patient.
Let's start with a core medical term you should know, therapeutic communication. Now, in simple, everyday English, therapeutic just means helping to cure or heal something. So this whole concept is literally about using our words to help heal someone. It's the kind of helpful, caring conversation that makes a patient feel so much better and safer.
And you know, good communication always starts with listening. When a nurse listens with empathy, meaning they're truly trying to understand exactly how that person is feeling, it immediately brings down the patient's stress. It shows them, hey, you're important and we're here for you.
So, there are 3 main goals when a nurse talks to a patient. First up, to reduce stress. Second, to give them a sense of security, making them feel completely safe. And third, to allow free expression. The main job of the nurse right here is simply to make the patient feel calm and protected. People really need a safe space to share their feelings and their fears.
Now, what's really interesting is that communication isn't just about the talking part. There are 2 types, verbal and nonverbal. Verbal communication is the actual words we speak or write down. But nonverbal communication, that is our body language. It's our facial expressions, our eye contact, and even just how we stand. Both of these are absolutely crucial for a nurse to master.
Moving right along to part 2, welcome to the hospital.
I want you to imagine walking into a hospital right now. Maybe you're feeling a little sick or kind of worried. You walk into the waiting room. Well, this is exactly where the admission process begins. It's the very first step of your hospital stay. And when you're admitted, it is definitely not just about signing a bunch of paperwork. The nurses are actively observing you to see how you look and feel. They give you general information to help you understand where you are. They also work to decrease emotional tension, which basically means lowering your worry and fear. But most importantly, their goal is to make you feel completely accepted and welcome in this strange new environment.
Which brings us to part 3, the 3 types of admission.
So the crucial point here is that not every single hospital visit is an emergency. There are actually 3 ways you can enter a hospital. Number 1 is urgent. This is your classic emergency, where immediate care is needed right this second. Number 2 is programmed. This is a planned visit, like a scheduled appointment or a planned surgery. And number 3 is a transfer. That's when a patient is moved from another hospital or maybe just a different medical unit. These are 3 really simple English words, urgent, programmed, and transfer, that are super helpful to remember.
Okay, part 4, patient rights and duties.
We definitely need balance in healthcare. On one side, we have patient rights. These are the things you absolutely deserve, the standard of care the hospital actually owes you. But on the other side, we have patient duties. And these are the rules that you, as the patient, must follow to help the hospital staff do their jobs effectively.
Let's look at your key patient rights first. You have a right to timely and quality care, meaning you get good, solid help without waiting forever. You have a right to clear information about your own health and your body. You totally deserve dignity and respect at all times. And finally, you have a right to confidentiality. That just means your medical records and your personal secrets are kept totally private. Every single patient deserves this respect, no matter what. But to balance that out, you also have patient duties. You really must follow the rules of the hospital system. You need to give correct, honest information to the doctors and nurses. Otherwise, they literally can't treat you properly. You also have to act in good faith, which essentially means being cooperative and polite, and you should use hospital resources properly. Basically, the patient has to help the medical staff by being a good partner in their own care. Let's move to part 5 and see how all of this builds into the nurse's caring attitude.
I want to ask you a question directly, and I really want you to think about this. Put yourself in a hospital bed for a moment. Think about your English vocabulary for emotions. How does a patient truly feel when they first enter the hospital? Being in a hospital can be a very scary, very unknown experience for sure. You're away from your home, your family, your normal life. A patient is probably going to look a bit worried. And that is exactly where the nurse comes in, offering a comforting hand and providing that vital human connection when things are feeling frightening.
You see, patients often feel anxiety, which is that strong, heavy worry in your chest. They feel a fear of loneliness because they're stuck in a strange place without their friends. And they feel a real loss of energy because their body's weak in trying to fight off an illness. I'm reading these out loud slowly because really understanding these negative feelings shows us exactly why a nurse's job is so incredibly difficult, but also so important.
But here's the amazing part. A positive, caring nurse can completely change those negative feelings into positive ones. By showing respect, treating everyone equally, and showing solidarity, which is just a fancy way of saying standing together with the patient, the nurse builds this deep, deep trust. Honestly, a warm smile and a caring attitude can change the whole shebang.
Let's finish up with this really simple truth from our material today. Care is based on dialogue and a positive attitude. Talking, listening, and bringing good, positive energy, that is absolutely the best medicine a nurse can offer during an admission.
We've learned so many great English words today about the hospital admission process, our rights, and the true power of empathy. So, I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question. How will you use your words to help heal someone today? Thank you so much for learning with us. Keep practicing that English, and we'll catch you on the next Explainer.